Hey everyone, it's Danny with CraftCoBudgets. How y'all doing out there? Yes, we're doing a weekly check-in on a Monday, and there is a reason for that. Welcome if you're new here, and welcome back to my returning subscribers. So just as a forewarning, this video may be a bit longer than normal. We've had some life events, hence doing it on a Monday. And I'm actually going to be completely transparent and honest and real with you guys. We're going to go through some things today. We're going to, talk about life events, talk about how we deal with it, what kind of behaviors are associated with that. We're going to talk about burnout. And how we deal with these situations and what budgeting has actually done for me, opposed to what I was like before. And I think it's really important to talk about the crap. I mean, you watch us on video, you watch us be really organized, but there is so much more to that. Just even preparing for this video is just, there's a lot that goes into it, and people that have a channel know that that's a lot of work to do. So if you just want to watch my check-in, feel free. I completely understand. That's why I'll probably talk about stuff during the video, but I'm going to get this done and then we'll get on to the other stuff. So without further ado, this week, other than it being a little bit of a shit show, on Monday, we had a YouTube membership come out for $10. Tuesday, I didn't spend any money. Wednesday, I spent money. It's not recorded on here because I did take it out of some funds that I had put away. I had to do a business order from AliExpress for $44, some more business supplies for $141. I bought some dice, and I bought a three-sided, a D3 where it's just got 1, 2, 3, because I really want one of them. And then I also bought the heads and tails. I couldn't find anything on Amazon, so I just went to Etsy and supported a shop, and I bought those for $11. And then Aldi, I had to use my card at Aldi. I don't know, I think something was wrong with the register. But anyway, $31, and I class that as household because I purchased a new kettle and some shelves for my kitchen cabinets. Thursday. Thursday we had air conditioner repair for $625, which has led me into me having my head in the sand for probably 3 days. So that's why this video is late. I'm going to be honest, I probably didn't even want to make this video, but I think that if I could just help one person or just explain situations, how life works, being a little bit older than most people that I follow, I think if you can, even if a few words, even if one tiny thing helps, I just think it's important to talk about, because we all look very organized. We all look like we know what we're doing, but as we all know, life throws things in. Job losses, marriage breakups, problems with kids. I want you to know that it never really stops. So, not in such a bad way, but we're going to talk about that later. So that was the air conditioner. Friday, the iCloud bill came out. Saturday, I bought some more business supplies for $10. Bike insurance came out for $53. I had 2 YouTube memberships for $10 a piece, and internet was $82, and I didn't do anything yesterday. So I consider no spends anything that was not in the budget. And no, I don't, even though this wasn't in the budget, I don't class it as a spend, because I didn't say, oh, hey, great, the air conditioner's broken. It's not a spend that I want to spend. No spending for me means just going out and buying something. Like I did on Wednesday. I went out with my girlfriend, and, I had We had $65 in fun money. We had $45 in eating out. I had some of my birthday money, and I went out with the attitude that I need a break. I need to enjoy myself, and I spent $15 cash. Can you believe it? And $31 at Aldi's. I'm pretty impressed with myself. So anyway, so that means that we had 6 days of no spend. So now our total is $240 for the year. We spent $1,030 on the credit card. We did no bank spending. We spent $163 cash. So $58 from my wallet, $90 for my hair, and not this one, but this one here was the $15 that I spent when I went out with my girlfriend. So that's $163, I think. Let me make sure I got that right, because yes, I did. Okay, $163. And then I round up and save the change, and I just leave it in my bank account to add to our buffer. So bills, business, I spent $236. Bills was $138, $163 cash, and $656 household. So I have already filled this out. This is my 2024 calendar. The red is the spend days, and I think I'm doing really well. I think I'm doing really, really well. So, yeah. Anyway, and then I added our Save the Change, and I've only got 4 weeks left, and then I'll add this up because I started on September 1st, and see how much I was able to just add to our buffer without really doing anything. So that's the purpose of that. So now what I do is I go through and I pull all this money. So I'm going to start, what am I going to start with? I'm going to start with the business. So we've got a couple of categories here. So I'm going to do supplies first. So 44, 141. That's not coming out of supplies. This is 10. Bike. And the membership's 195, and I think that's what I had in there because I think I told myself not to go over 195 because that's all the cash I had. So we've got 51, 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 85, 90, 95. So we've got that. I'm going to put it over here to the side in my cash tray because my fan's on. So this is business supplies, all done. All right, and then the next thing we're going to get is the YouTube memberships, which I keep in supporting small business, and we need $30, 20, 25, 30. Put that over there. The rest is for other memberships, and I also save for Janelle's escape room binder with my Etsy Pay. So those 3 memberships are done. All right, then the only other business thing I've got here is the Etsy dice, and I'm just going to take that out of bills, $11. I'm just going to take that out of my bills money, and I'll be getting my paycheck tomorrow, I think. Yes, tomorrow from Etsy, and then I don't do that budget with me until Wednesday. So anyway, I digress. So that's done. So what do we have left? Let's get into the bills, because then we have to get into what I need to talk about. Okay, so iCloud was $3, and this is my bills binder. There's the $3. The reason I take all my bills out and cash stuff them is because they come out of the credit card, and at the end of the month, I pay the credit card off with what I've budgeted for, and I don't want to keep it in the bank. Yeah, so the internet was 82, so 50, 70, 81, 2. So that's done. So we've got iCloud, we've got internet, and I think the very last thing in the bills is the bike insurance, which is in here, and that should be correct at 53. 51, 2, 3. Alrighty, so that's done. All right, so let's move this over and let's get this $31 out of household. All right, so let's talk about household. Okay, so I need to take $31 out. Today is the 12th, and that's when I'm taking it out. And I'm just going to put Aldi so I know, and that's minus 31. So that is $5.65 left, I think. So let's 30. Okay, 31 plus 65, 96. Okay, so I need 31. So I'm going to put 40 in. I'm actually going to put 41 in and take a 10 out. Okay, so that leaves us $65. We're going to take that out. And that is going to be for AC repair. Minus 65, and we're now down to 0. Okay, so I'm going to just put this here. I'm going to explain this. So our air conditioner was not cooling the house, and so we had to get someone out. Now that was the start of my spiral, my what I call derailment. Listen, we knew that air conditioner was going out, but I have been so focused on paying our debt down that I didn't look at the bigger picture. And I am kicking myself for it, because it's not like we didn't know. It's one of those things that you hope just lasts and lasts and lasts, and it doesn't. It just doesn't. So not only do we need to get the AC, a new air conditioning unit by next spring, it costs $625 to repair, and that's because we have a really big freon leak. It's an older AC unit, so you know there's no point in doing this. You know, we've got to replace it. So I had a bit of a panic because I didn't expect it to be this much, and what I did was the repairman didn't take credit cards. So what I did was, where's my notes? I just want to explain what I did. Okay, so this was kind of spur of the moment. So I hope you can see that. The air conditioning unit to repair was $625. I pulled out $522 from my credit card payment, which was $322, and just by so much luck, my son paid us back. He paid back $200, so I had $522 sitting in my credit card envelope to be paid off on the credit card by the end of this month. And then I had an epiphany when I was trying to find the other, whatever, the $103 I needed, was that I forgot that we only pay our car insurance for 10 months out of the year. So we get August and September with no car insurance payment, which I was going to save. I remembered it before, but not during my panic when I had to pay this guy. So I pulled the $200 out, I took the $103 out, and I paid him cash. And so this money that is in here now is $97. So we owe this $522 less the $97 that's in here. So that's where I get, we owe this $425. We are going to add $65 onto that. So what I'm going to put in here so I can keep a track is we paid $103. Hang on a second, I got to get my head. So we paid $103. So that left us with 522, okay, which is what I took from our credit card payment. And then in here is 97. And I'm just going to put paid, and this leaves us with the 425. Now I'm going to add the 60. I'm going to take the 65 off, and that'll give me a balance. 425 minus 65, so we owe $360 by the end of the month. Now, that's how I handled that. Now, I handled that. This binder was in disarray on our kitchen island. I handled it, and I walked away. Because how I handle derailment. So I handle stress in two ways. The first one is if I'm very, very stressed, but it's not a complete overwhelming, I don't sleep because my mind is going over and over. It just won't stop. And I'm trying to think of how we're going to do this. How am I going to have $7 grand by spring next year? Like, my brain just goes into overload. And so I haven't been sleeping, and what I call sticking my head in the sand because I didn't want to face it. I couldn't figure it out. Yeah, I was just like, why am I've got so far in my budgeting. Why did I not think of this? Anyway, that's the way I dealt with it this time. If things are worse than that, I sleep all the time. It's like my brain completely shuts down. I don't know how other people deal with it, and I guess it's similar. Some people have similar experiences. That's how I deal with it. That's the behavior I have when I'm derailed. Now, I've only had my channel for not quite a year yet, but I've been doing my cash budgeting since I think it was May last year, so a year and a half-ish. I have been on autopilot. I've had one focus, and that was to figure out what we need to live with our sinking funds and everything else goes to debt. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But I get into a bit of autopilot, and I've been 100% focused on paying off debt, resisting the urge to do the $100 envelope challenge, or just all these other things that are really exciting, but you've got to set yourself goals, and you've got to deal with, your present situation. Also, on top of that, because I'm feeling that way, I feel really burnt out. Now, I do want to say, I always have to throw my positive in. I want to thank everyone that's purchased from my Etsy store. You have no idea what that does for me. I mean, it's such a sense of achievement. I work really hard. It takes my mind off things. I absolutely love having an Etsy store. When I'm in this mode, I create a lot. I finally finished my Save 2025 in 2025 book. That will be coming out soon. I'm just waiting for some items to arrive. But thank you. It has been an amazing 2 weeks on Etsy for me. I just feel so honored that people like my stuff because I do some different kind of stuff. Anyway, I wanted to say that. So talking about burnout, I have a tendency to work every single day, and it's not healthy for me. And that's why last week, just gone, I took a whole day out, went out with my girlfriend. We went and had lunch. We did thrift shopping. And I didn't spend hardly anything. But I needed it. It was really, really good. So we're looking at doing it again because she needed it too. Okay, so one of the things I want to say is, you may not think of it like this, but we are an expert at money. We are an expert at money. Prior to budgeting, we were experts at money shifting it around to get the emergency or whatever we needed to get done. We are brilliant at moving money around. In budgeting and out of budgeting. Out of budgeting to get into more debt. In budgeting, we can work some magic. And I would not have ever guessed that until I started doing this. This is my saving grace. This has shown me that no matter what happens, I can do this. So I have given myself 3 days to mope around and have my anxiety and everything, but now it's time to get on with it. And for the first time in my life, I'm going to get on with it. I'm going to work on a plan. I am not going to let it derail me. I can't afford to do that. On top of the stress is that my husband retires the first day back in January of 2026. That's 1 year and what? September, October, November, December. 1 year, 4.5 months. And that's stressful. I'm thinking, how on earth am I going to get a new air conditioner next spring and save for our trips? And so anyway, I'm getting over myself. I'm going to get on with it, and I'm going to plan. And that's basically what I wanted to say. You know, I have taught my kids, I don't care what you think, shit happens, and it happens all the time. It's not what happens to you, it's how you deal with it. And these are the things that have got me through. Money is terrifying for a lot of people, and when I'm derailed about money, you know, I can go off the deep end and say, I tried so hard, I wasn't able to do it, I just don't care anymore. Yes, and it's not a good thing, but I don't blame people for doing it. It is really, really difficult sometimes, but I am going to change the way I do things, and I'm going to get more focused on what I need. I am setting some goals for my home, my household binder. That is going to be like repairs and anything we may need for the house, including filters and things like that. That needs to be bumped up a lot more. I want that cash in that envelope, and I'm going to go make it work. So I have done all this. So I want to make sure that I have the right amount of money here. So let's add up what we needed. So total credit, this is the way I'm going to do it. Total credit card spending was $1,030. I need to take off $360, and we should have $670. You all know me. Who knows if I got that right? So let's get this in a little bit of order, and hopefully my fan doesn't go too ferocious and blow too much around. I'm trying to hurry. And make sure I did that right, and there's a very good chance that I didn't. Every time I do it right, I'm blown away. Alrighty, let's see here. Let's make sure that we have $670. I got the 31, right? Yes, I did. Let's make sure. I was just making sure I checked everything off. I'm not checking this off. I will check off those payments were made. So this is the one that's the extra payment. So I'm going to check that one off. So next week I'll add the 360 somewhere just so I don't forget. All right, let's add this up. 670, 51, 52, 50, 250, 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 140, 10, 20, 30, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, what didn't I do? 470. Oh, you know what? Plus 97. Guys, why me? Just why me? What haven't I done? What haven't I done? Or did I do that all wrong? Let's do it again. So there should be 10. I'm not going to count that 97. So 65, 3, 44, 141, 11, 31, 10, 53, 20, 82, 470, so I think I got that right. I don't know what I did. Probably the 103. I shouldn't have taken that off. Anyway, one more time, guys. 51, 52, 50, 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 10, 20, 30, 40, 5, 10, 15, 20, 5, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Phew! 470 is what I have, so we're going to add that to what is in here. I'm going to take that off there. I'll leave that paper clip there in case I need it. I am going to leave the total of what I put in at the beginning of August. You didn't get to see that. I just went off on my merry way. It was only 4 days. So we're going to add this. I'm considering, what is this? Week 1, week 2? I don't know. Let's just put week 2, and it is 470. And then on this, I'm going to cross that out. We owe 425 minus 65. So we owe 360 is the balance. I'm going to erase this because I know what it's for. And that, I can keep a track of it on this too. So we're just going to throw that in there. I'm going to be cheeky, make sure I've got no F-bucks in here. Yes, I'm still saving for what I'm saving for, but we might be throwing some more money on that. I also did not take out my, my bills buffer. I left that in there because what if something else happens and I've drained this as well? Just so many things go through my head what I should and shouldn't be doing. But what I'm going to do now is we've got all this, we've got our money put away, we've figured it all out. What I'm going to do now is I have my goals from the beginning of the year, and I'm going to rewrite them. So, or I'm not going to rewrite them now. I'll copy it on there. So what I'm going to do is, with my red, these are what I've achieved. This was my 2024 goals. Refinance the $18,000 Discover loan to 0% and pay off. That was done. Yay. Pay off Discover $3,000 as soon as possible. That was done. Pay $800 a month to the Snowball. Now, that was when I was working. I was doing that and I ended up paying $1,200 a month to Snowball, which I'm not doing right now. But that was a goal. I'm okay with that. Start a CD ladder. I did that. I have one for every month this year, so that's done. All right, so then daily mini savings challenges will go to CD ladder. I started it, but it's too much. It's too much to do a daily savings. No spend, low spend year. We're still working on that. Take a small trip with my hubby. I don't know if that's going to happen, but we're going to leave it on there. My Etsy shop, I have worked on my Etsy shop. I was also going to open my other Etsy store called the CraftCo for t-shirts and tumblers and all kinds of stuff, but I have decided not to do that. I think that I am just going to have a section on my Etsy shop that will say not budget related, and I will get rid of all the excess stock. So if you're interested in anything witchy, Skellie, tumblers, I have so much. Just periodically have a look. And then this one here, Pay Off Bank of America. The 0% ends in February. It doesn't. It ends in January. So we are going to relabel this. Absolute number one thing I think is the total secret to my success for saving for an air conditioner. This is now number one. Pay off that card. I do not want to pay a penny in interest. I have $8,000, as of the end of July, I have $8,800 left to pay off. So I am going to cross off my Etsy for now because I have gone head into my Etsy and concentrating on that. So this is going to be number 1. Number 2 is going to be save for new AC. And I'm going to do a third one on here, and that is going to be save for retirement travel. All right. 4th, which I don't have enough room. 4th one is save for pool. I have decided that I am not going to be derailed. I refuse to be derailed. Every single time I say I'm getting a pool this year, all of this stuff happens. It's happened every time. I'm not going to accept it. I think I can get everything I want if I work my butt off. So that is number 4 in the priority. And then we will make this number 5 because we're still working on it. We will make this number 6, and that's all I'm going to do to myself. That's all I have. I don't like to be overwhelmed, so I will revise these, and I'm going to use this book for my goals and many other things. So that is my little chatter. I guess it's not as long as I thought it would be, but I really think it's important that people hear the real side of what it's like. And it's not also what it's like to deal with money and finances. It's also to do with your personality too. You know, the way that I deal with things. I know how my brain functions. I can go to bed and my mind is going a million miles an hour. It will not shut off. I have tried noise machines. I have tried listening to podcasts, music, million things. It goes a million miles an hour. I would rather, no, that's not true. I just run with it is what I do. I just go with it. There's nothing I can do about it. I get to the point where I get really annoyed and I sit down and I figure it out because I don't want to feel like that anymore. If I'm so bad that I'm sleeping all the time, then things are really, really, really bad. And that one takes me a bit longer to face, but I haven't had that in a while, and I'm really happy about that. So I know what my triggers are. I know how bad it is by my behavior, and I have to be... I always tell people, don't look at what you don't have, look at what you have. And for an example, I went back and I decided to see where we were at. Obviously we are 8,885 at the end of July. I'm looking at my sinking funds. They're not really big, but I have the brilliance of having cash when you need to use it. You know what I mean? It's like I have money for health. I have the housing's gone, but I'm okay with that. I'm going to tell you right now, that housing, I need to put my tracker back in here. That housing, I want $1,000 in here. $1,000. Because I want to feel safe knowing that if anything comes our way, you know. And of course we got the bathroom. We're not getting a new bathroom, but we're getting all new flooring. And then on top of that, this is the one. Oh my gosh, I can tell you, a year and a half ago, if you told me in a year and a half I would have over $8,000 in savings, I would say you are crazy. And so I look at this, and this is achievable. This is achievable. If I can do this, then I can figure out my new air conditioner. I know it overwhelms people. I know, you know, people, I used to be that person saying, God, I wish I could figure it out like you. But here's the thing, get over yourself, sit down and make a plan. It may be a very long plan. It may be a tough plan, but I assure you, you can do it. You absolutely can do it. And I am very proud of myself right now because of this. This is dedication, and dedication is, and this is also paying off nearly $70,000 worth of debt. It's insane. So that's my last little tidbit is look at what you have. Don't look at what you don't have. Look at what you have. Because sometimes you surprise yourself that you don't pay attention to everything that's happening. And that is, this here is, it's like, Danny, you know you can do this. So I'm going to stop rambling on. I just really want to reach out to people because I was a person that always put their head in the sand, too terrified to try and figure out how to make this work. But the reality is, if you don't sit down and figure out how to make it work, you are going to just make it work and then spend years trying to figure out how to fix it. And I don't want that for anybody because it's just debilitating. Financial stress is debilitating. So that's my weekly check-in. I have another video to make. Now that I knew that I would talk this out of my brain into words, into maybe nobody, but I don't care. It's made me feel better. I have a Monday Madness to record, and now I'm excited about it. All right, guys, I will see you. There'll be another video tonight. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for listening, and I would love all your comments below. Tell me what you think, how you deal with debt, how you deal with derailment, and let's have a conversation. I think it's really, really important. Have a fantastic night. I'll be back with Monday Madness. Peace out.